This is the Season Long Podcast in support of the YouTube channel SeasonLongBaller. Hope you've had a wonderful day, and we are finally at the NBA Finals, and we will talk about the first two games of the NBA Finals, as Game 3 is taking place on Wednesday, and of course Game 2 was yesterday. In Game 1, the Wizards struck first with a 72-55 victory over the Grizzlies. Now, as you know, the Grizzlies won the Western Conference with a 4-3 series win over the two-seeded LA Clippers, and that is talked about in our Season Long Podcast number 28 last week. So in this Game 1, the Wizards shot 50% from the field, while the Grizzlies only shot 37% from the field, and the Wizards were only 22% from deep, but the Grizzlies were slightly worse at 21% from deep, as the Wizards were 4 out of 18 and the Grizzlies were 4 out of 19. The difference in Game 1, the 11 straight points scored by Jaymont Summerz, our NBA 2K23 player build, that broke the game, what was a close game, wide open, and the Grizzlies only scored 9 points themselves in the fourth quarter, while the Wizards scored 24. But again, that 11-0 run, Summerz over the Grizzlies there, was the difference in Game 1. Summerz finished with 21, 9 out of 15 from the field, only 1 out of 5 from deep, 2 out of 2 from the free throw line with 21 points, backed by Porzingis, who was 6 out of 11 from the field with 15 points. Kuzma had 13, so the Wizards had 3 players in double digits. Kuzma only missed 1 shot, going 6 out of 7 from the field, 1 out of 1 from deep. The Grizzlies countered with Jaymont going for 15 points, but he was the only Grizzly in double figures, going 6 out of 16 from the field and 1 out of 2 from deep. Now, Game 2 was a little bit different. Again, somewhat of a close game. The Wizards with a 77-65 victory. This time the Grizzlies did shoot better, but so did the Wizards, shooting 57% on their way up, also on 7 out of 19 shooting from deep for 37%. The Grizzlies only were 6 out of 20, 30% from deep. And again, the Wizards outscored the Grizzlies by just 1 point this time in the fourth quarter. So it was a pretty even game, but the biggest difference in the second quarter, where the Wizards outscored the Grizzlies 19-12 in this 77-65 victory. In this game, Porzingis led the way for the Wizards with 16 and followed that up with 8 rebounds, 7 out of 11 from the field. He did miss his only 3-point attempt, but Jaymont Summerz was the difference again. 10 points, 10 assists, going for the double-double here in Game 2 of the Finals. 4 out of 9 from the field. Still can't find the range from deep, going 1 for 6. Basically, every miss was from deep. Again, going just 4 out of 9. And he rounded out 3 Wizards again that were in double digits. Summerz with 10. Kuzma had 12. And, of course, the aforementioned Kristaps Porzingis with 16. The Grizzlies had Jaymont with a better game, I guess, than the first one and then Game 1. But he was only 1 out of 8 from deep, shot the ball 23 times, scoring 21 points. However, no one else on the Grizzlies were shot the ball over 5 times. And you had Bane, Conchar, and Adams all go 4 out of 5 from the field. Bane in double digits with 10, Conchar and Adams with 9 and 8 respectively. But Morant may have shot the ball just a slight bit too much in Game 2. So that will basically wrap up the summary of Games 1 and 2. Game 3 will be moving to Memphis, so we will see if the Grizzlies can get back into the series at that point. But right now, let's take a look at the Jaymont Summerz play of the week, and I bet you can guess what it is. Working with 4 and 4 as Jones dribbles the ball into the front court. Summerz with the steal. We got to push this. Hey, Gafford said, oh, yes, Gafford was ahead of the pack, and the long lob. Wow, that was barely inside a half court. Summerz gets the long lob to Gafford. And Gafford flushes it home two-handed. It's been a while since I've been able to get that lob to Gafford. You know, that's my main man, but that was a great play there. Summerz with the long lob to Gafford as Jones drives and leaves it short. Beal with the rebound. He'll push. Earlier in the season, back around Halloween when the Wizards played the Sixers back-to-back, the play of the week was basically Summerz with a sequence where he had 3 straight dunks in a row. So yes, the 11 straight point run in Game 1 could have been our play of the week. But can you really argue with me when the play of the week was the long lob to my main man, Daniel Gafford, in Game 1? I don't think so. That was a wonderful play. So that was our play of the week. So we're looking at game 3 taking place on Wednesday in Memphis, Wizards and Grizzlies. And again, these are the 2 1 seeds out of each conference. So again, I guess it was going to come down to this the entire time. So this is a shorter podcast this week, podcast number 29. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for listening. If you like what we do on the YouTube channel Season Long Baller, please give us that like and subscribe. And if you like us here on your favorite podcast platform, just go ahead and download it and give us a comment if you like. That is very much appreciated. We will see you again on the podcast next Monday for podcast number 30. We will see you for game 3 of the NBA Finals in Memphis, Wizards Grizzlies, on the YouTube channel Season Long Baller. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.